Hello everyone, I'm Miss Charlotte. Welcome to In the Kitchen with Miss Spider. Miss Spider, have you ever had sushi?
Yeah, I love sushi.
You do? Because some people do, some don't. Some people don't like raw fish, but sometimes it's not really raw fish. What's your favorite sushi roll?
Well, spider roll, of course.
Oh, of course. I like spider rolls too, only I don't like mine with real spiders like you do. Well, we're going to make something fun today. It's not sushi, but it kind of looks like sushi. Let me show you what it's going to look like. And then we'll make it and hope it turns out like that. I'm going to pick it up. See how it's all rolled up? Isn't that neat? No spiders, no raw fish, just yummy stuff. Well, you sit down here and supervise while I tell the children what they're going to need. The ingredients are simple. You'll need 1 3-ounce box of Jello, whatever flavor you like. This one happens to be cherry. Everybody loves cherry. Not the big box, the 3-ounce box. You will need 1 cup of mini marshmallows. You will need some water. And that's it. You'll need some equipment, but that's all the ingredients you need. Well, first thing we're going to do is heat 1/2 cup of water. So you'll need a measuring cup. If you need help doing this, ask an adult or an older person. I'm going to take it over to the microwave. Pop it in, maybe 30 seconds or so. While that's heating, get a pan. A brownie pan works well. 8 inches by 8 inches, 9 by 9, whatever. That size works well, but it needs to be square. Then take some spray it around, not too much. And then I like to take a paper towel and just lightly wipe it so I make sure it gets in all the corners, all the edges. This helps your roll come out of the pan very easily. Well, that timing worked out well. Our water is hot, so I'll go get it. Be very careful when you do. You know what? It's pretty hot. Now, I'm going to open our box of Jello. It's going to smell so good. You know, a long time ago, Jello had an ad campaign that said, "There's always room for Jello." And I was thinking this morning, there's always room for Jesus. Never too full, never too busy. So you take, oh, I wish you could smell this. You take it, pour it in your bowl. And then you're going to pour the water in and stir. You can stir with lots of things. You could stir with a spoon. I've got a whisk, but I'm going to stir in the water. And the idea is that the hot water will dissolve the Jello because it's kind of grainy like sand because it has sugar in it. So you want to make sure all those little grains dissolve. You want nice, smooth Jello. If you think it's not dissolving right, take the whole bowl. Make sure it's a microwave-safe bowl. Put it in your microwave again for just a couple of seconds. The next ingredient is going to be the marshmallows, and you're going to be melting them in the hot Jello. So you want to make sure your Jello is hot and well dissolved so that your marshmallows can dissolve too. I think that's probably enough. Using 2 hands. Oh yeah, that's nice and hot. Move my pan over here so you can see. Stir that up again. Yeah, that made a big difference. Now, I'm going to measure 1 cup of mini marshmallows. Miss Spider, you pop over there for a minute. I've got my 1 cup measure. Oh gosh, a couple of them fell out. I guess I got to eat them. That's the best part. Dump them in your Jello and stir. Now remember, your Jello is hot, so the marshmallows are going to start to melt. It may take a while, but you need to stir them around. Now, if you think they're not melting fast enough for you, you know what you can do? You guessed it. Back in the microwave for, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. Start. Now, 29, 28. You know, really marshmallows are sugar and air basically, so it doesn't take much to melt them. So I'll go down to 15 seconds. Bring it out, 2 hands. Oh yeah, they're starting to melt. You can see now they still look like marshmallows, but when you start to stir, you can see they're beginning to come apart. They're beginning to melt. Let's see if the camera can show how soft they're getting. And again, if you still think they're not doing what you want to do fast enough, put them back in the microwave. But I think they're okay. You just have to have a little bit of patience. Now, as soon as this is done, we're going to pop it in the pan that we prepared and put it in the refrigerator. And what's going to happen is that your marshmallows, melted marshmallows, are going to rise to the top, and your Jello is going to be on the bottom, and that's going to give it that nice look that we saw in our prepared ones that we did. I'll show you again. Look how squishy they are. I don't even think you need to keep them in the refrigerator. The lighter part is the melted marshmallow, and this is the Jello, obviously. All right, it's coming along. I can still see some of the marshmallows, but boy, look at the difference. They are melting. Can you see that, camera? Okay. I'm going to stir until there aren't any left. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my spider spatula right here, and I'm going to pour our mixture into our brownie pan, our 8 by 8 inch brownie pan. You know, it's important that it's going to be a square, and I'm sure you know that a square is simply a shape that is the same on all 4 sides. That's important. Stir it around a little bit, make sure it's even and level. Now, this is the hard part, the waiting. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and it takes, probably going to take 2 hours. So go about your business, play a little bit. If you want to, you can take the rest of your marshmallows and some toothpicks, build something, whatever you want to do. Set a timer and come back. Putting it in the refrigerator nice and cold. Well, through the magic of the computer, our recipe is already done. It's cold. You can see, I can touch it, just leaves little fingerprints. Now the tricky part will be to get it loose from the sides. Need to take something, I like this particular tool because you can see it's not flat, it's got an angle on it, so it can get down underneath. First thing I'm going to do is just sort of loosen the sides a little bit. And I can already see that it's coming loose. So I put my tool, my knife, you can use a knife, whatever you want to use, underneath there, and it's beginning to lift out. Wow, I can lift the whole thing out. Then I'll start to roll. You want to roll so the Jello side is out and the light-colored marshmallow side is in. This is just how the sushi chefs do it at the sushi bar. They put all their ingredients in, only they don't have Jello on the outside. You know what they have? Seaweed. Okay, take a look. Now, the tricky part is I can never get this to stick and stay closed. It's a little sticky. I guess it's doing okay. Now, right now, it just looks like a big old jelly roll, so we need to cut it. Put it on my cutting board with, this is the seam, with the seam side down. Now, in the recipe, it says The best way to cut this is with dental floss. I'm not convinced, but I thought it was worth a try, so I brought some dental floss. Let's take some out, just enough you can hang on to. And I'm going to take, for some reason, my roll is smaller on one end than the other. I don't know why. No big deal. So I'll take my dental floss and I'll cut it just by pushing it down. See if that works. Come on. I wouldn't say that's the easiest way. I don't like that way. It is starting to cut, but I don't think it's doing a very good job. You could use a plastic knife like that. You could use a big knife if you're old enough and get permission. Just push it down gently. There's that. Depending on how big you want to make them, you'll probably get, I don't know. Well, let's just see. I'm making mine about 3/4 of an inch. And you know what? They're holding together pretty well. I can't complain about that. Wow, look at the inside, how pretty that is. Sushi never looks so good. Here we go. Almost ready. I think one more slice will do it. Be very careful with your fingers. There you go. And we've done it. We've made fruity Jello roll-ups, or what I like to call Jello Sushi. Don't forget, there's always room for Jello, and there's always room for Jesus. Time to eat one. Ready, Miss Spider? You want one?
No, I'll stick to the spider roll.
Well, okay. I think I'll eat the very end piece. Ooh, they're very bouncy. Bye, everybody. Enjoy this recipe.